In this lesson, we're going to talk about proportional reasoning with rates. So looking at an example, we have Miss Yeti can run 1.5 miles in 1/4 of an hour. This is the information they've given me. My question, how many miles does she run in 1 hour? So we can think about this using a visual strategy. If we make a table, we can use our information about hours and our information for miles. We want to know about 1 hour. Well, they're telling me 1/4 of an hour. So I can think, how many 1/4 do I need to get 1 full hour? So if I have 1/4, twice would give me 2/4, 3 times would give me 3/4, and 4 times would give me 4/4, which is 1. So this information would be my 1 hour. Now for every one of these 1/4 hours, we know she's running 1.5 miles. So in the first 1/4, that's 1.5 miles. In the second 1/4, that's another 1.5 miles. We can add it as we go. 1.5 and 1.5 would give me 3, or we could wait till the end. Another 1/4 of an hour means another 1.5 miles. And our last 1/4, and we can add those up, our last 1/4 would be another 1.5 miles for a total of 6. Now, if you wanted, you could set up this information and add them at the end. I personally would add like the holes, 1, 2, 3, 4 whole, and then a half makes another, or a 5th whole, and 2 halves makes another for 6 whole miles, or you could add them as you go. So we get 6 miles in total from 1 hour of running, or 6 miles per hour. Now this can be a lot to write it out this way, so another way we're going to look at it is using the division method. So again, same information, same question, 1.5 miles in 1/4 of an hour. How many miles does she run in 1 hour? Still our question. I'm going to put our information that we just did from our last slide up here to use as a reference. But we're asking for 1 hour, how many miles? So the first thing I always start with is my question. How many miles per 1 hour? By starting with my question, I know how I'm going to set up the information that they gave me. So I need miles on top and my information about hours on the bottom. So we had 1.5 miles on top, 1/4 of an hour on the bottom. And we're setting this up as a proportion. Now to solve, this line here means division. If we divide, we're going to find our unit rate, or per 1 hour. So we have a complex fraction, which we talked about in our vocab notes. A complex fraction, again, is a fraction in either the numerator, denominator, or in this case, both. We can rewrite this, though, as a division problem. So we have 1.5 divided by our division symbol, 1/4. Now, before we can do our division, I have to make sure everything's a fraction. In this case, our first number is a mixed number, so we're going to think times plus. Our denominator times our whole number plus our numerator. So 2 times 1 is 2, plus our numerator is 3, all over the original denominator. So we get 3 halves. And then I just rewrote the rest of the problem, divided by 1/4. Now, once we have all fractions, now I can think keep, change, flip, or our vocab word keep, change, find the reciprocal, which just means my 1/4 is going to become 4/1. My first term stayed exactly the same. My division changed to multiplication, and we flipped our second fraction. Now from here, we multiply straight across to get 12/2. We could look across to simplify. Hopefully some of you are recognizing the 2 and the 4 could have been divided by 2, which would have gotten us straight to our simplified answer of 6/1, which is the same as 6. So again, we got the same answer here, 6 miles per hour that we did before, 6 miles per hour. So the division method will always work, but we have to pay attention to the order of our problem. Again, starting by setting up what's being asked and then setting up the information that they gave you based on the question and dividing to find our unit rate.